Donald Trump was caught off guard this week as a top Democratic strategist took an unexpected turn, publicly flipping the narrative that has long defined Trump's influence over American politics. The political earthquake unfolded during a recent episode of Mea Culpa, hosted by former Trump fixer Michael Cohen, where a seasoned Democratic strategist who once fiercely opposed Trump surprised everyone with an unfiltered admission that the Democratic Party may have underestimated the former president's enduring grip on the American electorate. The strategist comments sent shockwaves through both parties and opened a new chapter in the 2024 election story, one that could redefine the race in unpredictable ways. The strategist began by acknowledging that Trump's ability to mobilize his base has reached levels unseen since his 2016 rise. Despite countless scandals, legal battles and internal divisions, Trump remains the epicenter of the Republican Party, commanding loyalty that no other GOP figure has achieved. The strategist admitted that Democrats had assumed voters would eventually move past Trump fatigue, but the opposite has occurred. Instead of waning, his influence has grown more entrenched, particularly among working-class voters who feel abandoned by Washington elites and who see Trump as a voice against what they perceive as a rigged system. The Mea Culpa episode quickly went viral as the strategist described how Democratic messaging had failed to resonate with middle America. The claim that the Biden administration's economic achievements would overshadow Trump's populism was described as a miscalculation. Voters are not just looking at statistics, they are feeling the pinch of inflation, higher own costs and job insecurity. The strategist said that Democrats have focused too much on data points and not enough on emotion. That's where Trump wins. He speaks to anger, frustration and national pride in a way that cuts through traditional political messaging. Trump himself reacted swiftly to the viral moment, posting on Truth Social that even Democrats are waking up to the truth about his movement. He declared that America First is more than politics, it is a revolution of common sense. His supporters flooded social media, celebrating what they saw as proof that the Trump message had broken through partisan barriers. The MAGA movement, according to Trump's online army, was not just alive but expanding. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Democratic operatives scrambled to contain the fallout. According to campaign insiders, senior advisors in the Biden re-election effort held emergency discussions about how to recalibrate their messaging. The strategist's comments were described as a reality check that could not be ignored, while the White House publicly downplayed the episode. Several insiders admitted that internal polling had revealed concerning trends in key swing states, especially among Hispanic and blue-collar voters in Michigan, Pennsylvania and Arizona. The strategist in question, whose identity has not been fully disclosed but who has decades of campaign experience, spoke bluntly about Democrats losing their cultural connection with average Americans. The left, he said, has become too urban, too academic and too dismissive of traditional values. By contrast, Trump has branded himself as the everyman's champion, positioning himself as a political outsider even after serving as president. That paradox continues to confuse his opponents, who still treat him as a conventional candidate instead of the movement leader he actually is. The Mea Culpa interview also highlighted the shifting media landscape, where Trump continues to dominate coverage despite being banned from major platforms. His team has mastered the art of turning controversy into oxygen, leveraging right-wing media and viral clips to keep him at the center of public conversation. The strategist pointed out that even liberal media inadvertently fuels Trump's image by constantly framing him as a threat, thus reinforcing his narrative that the established fit him. Michael Cohen, the host of the podcast, used the episode to underscore his own complicated relationship with Trump. Cohen, who once served as Trump's personal lawyer, has turned into one of his most relentless critics, yet even Cohen seemed taken aback by how candid the strategist was about Trump's enduring power. Cohen noted that Democrats cannot afford to live in denial about the man who reshaped American politics from the ground up. Whether people love him or hate him, Trump continues to dominate the conversation. Cohen said on air, adding that the 2024 race could become a referendum on emotional connection rather than policy competence. In the days following the interview, political analysts from across the spectrum dissected its implications. Some argued that the strategist's comments represented a moment of clarity in a party that has been slow to adapt. Others dismissed it as panic talk, saying Democrats have strong fundraising numbers and a relatively unified coalition, but the fact that such a prominent figure publicly broke ranks was impossible to ignore. Conservative pundits seized on the story to declare that Democrats were finally admitting defeat in the culture war. At the grassroots level, Democratic activists expressed mixed reactions. Some praised the strategist for speaking uncomfortable truths, while others accused them of undermining party morale when unity is needed most. The divide reflected broader tensions within the Democratic coalition between progressives focused on identity politics and centrists urging a return to bread-and-butter economic messaging. The strategist's comments effectively reignited that internal debate. Republican strategists, meanwhile, saw opportunity. They interpreted the Mea Culpa revelation as proof that Trump remains the unbeatable figure in conservative politics despite legal jeopardy and relentless opposition. Trump has managed to convert adversity into political capital. Every indictment, every attack only heartens his base. One GOP consultant, said it's almost like the laws of political gravity don't apply to him. Trump's rivals within the Republican Party watched closely as well, some including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former Ambassador Nikki Haley have been trying to carve out post-Trump identities. But the strategist's remarks reinforced that the base is not moving on. As one insider put it, it's still Trump's party, everyone else is just renting space. Meanwhile, Democratic strategists began floating new ideas for countering Trump's emotional appeal. Some suggested adopting a more populist tone, focusing on community pride, small business support and anti-corporate messaging rather than abstract economic data. The goal, they said, is to speak the language of everyday people, not policy insiders. Several campaign veterans also urged Biden's team to highlight his personal story of resilience, contrasting it with Trump's bombast and legal drama. Yet the Mea Culpa episode also revealed a deeper anxiety among Democrats that the 2024 election could mirror 2016 more than 2020. Polls show Trump leading Biden in several key battleground states, and even traditionally blue voters express fatigue over the state of the economy and immigration policy. The strategist warning that Democrats are underestimating Trump again has therefore struck a nerve. The reaction on conservative media was predictably jubilant. Fox News hosts celebrated the moment as evidence of a Democratic implosion, while online influencers turned clips of the interview into viral memes, proclaiming Trump was living loan-free in Democratic minds. On the other hand, liberal commentators tried to frame the strategist's comments as constructive criticism, not defection, but the damage was already done. The perception of internal doubt was enough to spark headlines and late-night monologues. What makes this moment particularly significant is that it breaks through the usual partisan noise. Political communication experts said that when someone from the opposing side acknowledges your strength, it carries far more weight than praise from your own allies. The strategist's submission effectively validated Trump's narrative that his movement transcends party lines and appeals to forgotten Americans who feel voiceless in modern politics. Trump's campaign wasted no time capitalizing on the momentum within. As of the Mea Culpa episode airing, the Trump team launched new digital ads featuring clips of the strategist's remarks paired with Trump's slogan. They also used it to boost fundraising with messages claiming even Democrats are admitting the truth about Trump's unstoppable movement. Reports indicated that small donor contributions spiked significantly after the story broke, a reminder that Trump's grassroots network remains one of the most powerful fundraising machines in American history. As the 2024 ace intensifies, this episode has become a case study in how unpredictable the political narrative can be. Just when Democrats appeared confident in their economic recovery message, one candid moment shattered that sense of control and forced a public reckoning about how voters actually feel. Political campaigns often hinge on momentum, perception and emotional connection, and in this case, Trump has managed to seize all three. For Michael Cohen, Mea Culpa continues to serve as a unique platform for voices from across the spectrum to dissect Trumpism from the inside out. But few episodes have created such immediate political shockwaves. The strategist's decision to flip the script on air may have changed more than the conversation. It may have forced both parties to rethink their assumptions about the electorate heading into what many predict will be the most polarized election in modern history. As the dust settles, one reality stands out: Trump remains a political phenomenon whose appeal defies traditional logic. He is simultaneously a symbol of defiance and grievance, a man who can turn every attack into proof of persecution and every scandal into fuel for his narrative. Whether or not he wins in 2024, his imprint on American politics is undeniable. He has changed how campaigns are fought, how media cycles operate, and how voters perceive authenticity. For Democrats, the Mea Culpa moment was both a warning and an opportunity, a reminder that strategy rooted in data alone cannot counter emotion-driven populism, and that the race will be fought not just on policy, but on identity, belonging and belief. The strategist's message was simple: Trump is not just a candidate, he is a story, and until Democrats learn how to tell a more compelling one, they may continue to find themselves blindsided. In the end, the episode symbolized a rare moment of honesty in a political climate built on denial and spin. Trump's opponents now face a choice: either adapt to the emotional reality of American politics, or watch the same script replay once again, with Trump dictating the terms. The strategy